Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair. If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Oh, look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure? It's cultist coffee. What makes it cultist coffee? I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it. Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are you? Gee, it looks like I look terrible this morning, but I'm not feeling terrible. I'm feeling pretty good. How are you doing? Let's see. We've got Stray here. Toadstool Hollow is here. Good morning, Zero the Blade. How is everyone this morning? Once again, I'm still not, my schedule's still screwed up. So not working this morning, but I'm not sure about the stream tonight. We're going to have to see. I don't want to break the chain on a Friday night stream, but on the other hand, I feel like I have just been going absolutely nuts. We will see here. How is everybody? Good to see everybody this morning. So today we are going to continue our exposition of Starfinder. I've got the Starfinder beginner box here, and we basically, if you hear, we're not here for previous videos. We had basically been all throughout a general unboxing and then the how to play. We haven't done character creation yet. We'll still create a character over here in the Heroes Handbook, probably last, because we tend to do that last. But now I want to see, I got the Game Master's Guide here, and I want to see what is covered in here. It actually said that there was some expansions of some of the topics that was in the Heroes Handbook over here in the Game Master's Guide. And of course, there is a adventure in here, and we won't look at that, and we won't look at spoilers. But that's what we are going to be doing. How is everybody? All right, so I hope you are having a good morning. It is great to have you here. I've got my drink with us, but let's go to the morning messages, and then we will breathe and sip, and then start going into this. The Morning Grind is brought to you by World Anvil. For all the writers out there, World Anvil has all the tools to help you write, organize, present, and publish rich settings with complex characters. Write, world build, and manage your story all in a single platform. Use the code MORNINGGRIND to get 40% off yearly subscriptions. The Morning Grind is also brought to you by the cool name RPG. Anyone will be able to use the system for any project they can imagine, and they can do so irrevocably, perpetually, and without paying a dime to anyone, ever. Support its development now on Kickstarter. And thank you for being here with me live on The Morning Grind. And if you're watching on replay, welcome to you as well. It's great to have you here. If you're enjoying The Morning Grind, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. It will really help the channel grow, and I would be very thankful. We also have the Ravenkeep Discord server you can join if you would like to be a part of the community. All right, that's what you need to know. Let's get to the main topic. The Last Phoenix says, good, thanks for reminding me to be productive. It's quite easy to slip into the pit of procrastination. It is. And the number of things that I have to do is my little partial index cards here with what were supposed to be the big rocks. Man, I've got more index cards than I know what to do with. So I've still been trying to take those out. It is, you know what, actually I need, I've been trying to enhance productivity and think about productivity as best as I can. And one thing I've really got to do is I've got to look at scripting video production. I think it would really help me if I had some scripts and the ability to script some video production. So that's one of the big things. That's studying and learning new things. Sometimes you also have to take time out, just study and learn new things. Because you're like, gee, you know what? There's a new skill I really need to have in order to be able to ultimately be productive. But sometimes it's hard to convince yourself to spend what's probably hours necessary in order to be more productive in the long term. Hey, Zero Theory. So how is the cool name RPG going? Actually, I'm interested to know. Let's check out over there. I still have not gotten to watch the latest design journal. We'll probably turn that on today. Let's see. Cool name RPG Kickstarter. So they're at $11,825. 14 days to go, 191 backers. So more exotic mounts has been unlocked. So I'm still excited about that. It was posted about Matt Corville also making an RPG. So lots of people are making RPGs and blogging about it. So a great opportunity and time to be discussing game design online. All right, everybody got your drink? Let's sip and then breathe. All right, so got it. I got mine. Sip, breathe first, 2 deep breaths, complete exhales, then sip. Everybody together. It will help you. All right. Let's go over to the auxiliary camera system. Starfinder. So you need to paint tonight. We're going to do a stream because I've still got all the painting stuff sitting here on my desk. All right, let us see what's going on with Starfinder. Starfinder Game Master's Guide. So what do we have in here? We've got the adventure Steel Talon's Lair. We've got a general section on game mastering, building an adventure, the environment, Absalon Station, the galaxy, alien adversaries, random encounters, where to go from here, rules reference, index, the GM's adventure map, Absalon Station, combat reference guide. Combat reference guide on the back cover. I think this was the station that we were in the solo adventure. So this Absalon Station, Steel Talon's Lair. Got cords all over the place. Okay, so I believe Steel Talon's Lair is the adventure, so we're going to skip past that. and see what this has to say with game mastering. See if it says anything different. Hey, Millmaster. Oh, didn't see the alert. My alert borked. Didn't see the live, but luckily got coffee ready. Excellent. Wonderful. Good to see you this morning. All right, so let's see here. There's probably some stuff that is pretty general here. So let's try to skip past that and see if there's stuff that is new and interesting to game mastering. So this says, actually, this does say the game master's role can be difficult to play, but it's also extremely rewarding. A game master is a host, mastermind, mediator, actor, and patron for the other players, like a writer, director, and producer on a TV show or movie. So how does it define those roles? So host, you help to organize the game by finding players and arranging the time and place to play. The players frequently help with these duties, but you must make sure everything happens as planned. Mastermind, you have to keep the game moving, deciding what lies beyond the next airlock or across the asteroid's rocky tundra. This includes planning out adventures, determining plots and villains, and deciding what sorts of challenges the heroes will face. Mediator, you're responsible for solving any rules disputes or questions the other players might have during the game. The rules try to cover the most common situations, but sometimes the situations call for a ruling that's not clear. You must make these decisions. Actor, from the downtrodden scrapper to the ruler of a nation, you must portray every character and creature in the game that's not a player character. You decide how they look and sound, how they will behave, and importantly, how they interact with the PCs, but then also patron. Finally, you reward the PCs when they complete adventures by giving them XP and telling them about the treasure they've found. It's important for the player character to feel rewarded for overcoming challenges put before them. It keeps them coming back for more. All right. Zero Theory says, I have a weird nitpick about Starfinder. I was making a character and saw the 4-armed race and was like, yeah, dual wield. Then no dual wielding rules. Really? Like you're talking about even within the main core rule book, not just not the beginner's box, but the actual thing. But the actual real deal. Rule books, dice, pawns, and markers. Running a session. This says the most important GM duty. Let's see what it says about that. It's important to note that your goal is not simply to win by beating the PCs. It's to provide a fun, challenging story for everyone to enjoy together and to ensure that play and behavior at the table is responsible and inclusive of everyone. A skilled GM keeps the play environment fun and safe for players, creating challenging encounters and that the characters have a chance of defeating and provides a rewarding experience for all. Part of this duty involves being fair. While it's fine to begin running games with just a rough grasp of the rules, once you're creating your own adventure, you should know the rules quite well, enforcing them fairly for PCs and monsters alike. When you roll dice, even secretly, abide by the result. Oh, so this is telling you not to fudge rolls. If there's ever a dispute in the rules, you should make a final call, but you should listen to the views of the other players. If there's no clear answer, you should probably side with the ruling that makes the game the most fun for everyone. Acting, initiative, rolling dice, tracking, pacing, wrapping up a session. Okay, so now here we've got some information about how to actually dole out treasure and rewards. And we remember that the Pathfinder 2 was quite specific about that, and we liked their encounter building system and the math. So let's take a look and see what Starfinder has to say about that. So as PCs gain levels, they acquire treasure and better equipment, including magic items and gear. It's important to moderate the wealth and magic that you place in your adventures. Too little and the PCs are struggling to survive, but too much and they have an easy time defeating difficult challenges. How much treasure the PCs should get is determined by the challenge rating of the encounter they face. The higher an encounter challenge rating, the more treasure it can award. See page 28 for more about CR. Okay, character wealth by level. So we do have character level, PC level 1 to 4 here, and I would guess that this beginner's box only goes through 4th level. That seems to be pretty standard around here. So PC level 1, 1,000 credits, level 2, 2,000, level 3, 4,000, level 4, 6,000 credits. So the character wealth by level table lists the amount of treasure each PC is expected to have at a specific level. Each time the PCs level up, check how much money, equipment, and magic treasure they have. If it's lower than the amount of the table, give out more treasure for the next few sessions. If it's higher than the amount, give out less for the next few sessions. So this is a check how much money, equipment, and treasure they have. So that's supposed to be combining money, equipment, and treasure. Treasure values per encounter. The treasure values per encounter list the amount of treasure each encounter should award based on the encounter's CR, challenge rating. So we do have this table as well. So this is an average treasure award, and you can award more or less treasure for a particular encounter, so long as it averages out over time to about this much. For example, the average treasure value for a CR2 encounter is 775 credits. So an adventure could have 3 encounters worth 770 credits each, or 2 encounters worth 2,375 credits total, and 1 with no treasure, and so long as you get to about 775 credits. So here is our encounter value, and then treasure in value in credits. So, this is treasure value. So if I'm supposed to get another, so if I start at level 1, I should have about 1,000 credits worth of stuff when I start. But at level 2, I should have another 1,000 credits. So that would be a little bit more than 2 CR1 encounters that should give me those. Because a CR1 treasure value is 460. This is treasure value. This is not XP. Hi, Brent. Brent says, good morning to the breadth and width of the Geekverse. Yes, good morning. So varying treasure hauls. When a group of PCs will certainly enjoy looting fallen gang bosses whose pockets are overflowing with cred sticks, it's usually more interesting to mix up what type of rewards the PCs get. Light up your PC's eyes by presenting them with a steady stream of items, story-based wealth, hard currency, and data pads with treasure maps that lead to even bigger treasure hoards. Items. Gear looted from fallen enemies or otherwise acquired during adventures is useful treasure. If an item is good or better than the PC's gear, assuming they keep it and factor it into the full value. If it's worse than what they already have, assume they won't get much for it and won't count it toward their treasure value. Consumable items, such as healing serums, are things PCs can always use one or two of, more of, and should always count at full value. In general, be aware of providing single items that are far better than the PC's current gear. Instead, provide several items equal to or slightly better than the party's current gear, and then make up the rest with consumable items and cred sticks, which have the added benefit of helping PCs to save up to buy the equipment that they really want. So we also have story-based wealth. Given the inefficiency of constantly looting and selling items and gear, the Starfinder beginner box assumes that at least part of the player's wealth comes from story-based sources, usually completing a mission or adventure. This can take a number of forms, from a patron's payment for finishing a dangerous quest on their behalf, to a generous gift from grateful populace, to collected bounty for a caught criminal. Regardless of the source, consider setting aside part of the budget for your encounters to allow a large lump sum payments at appropriate points in the story. If the PCs don't have enough wealth, this can be a great way to give them extra treasure while helping to maintain a sense of realism to their adventure. Yeah. So this is, you got to balance that. This does not including the story-based things. So if you did, I don't know how many encounters you're supposed to have. You're about to get to experience points. This would tell me how many encounters we're supposed to have. Well, maybe. There isn't much on experience points right here. But however many encounters we're supposed to have, some of those treasure credits could come from some kind of lump sum at the end for doing something. Hey, W3 Techie. I argue one thing only. End of the one shot, give them the plasma cannon. Millmaster says the width here. So we got some random treasure tables. You can surprise yourself and your players with treasure tables you award by using one of the following random tables. See page 90 for how to roll the D percentile. Well, we know how to do that. Things like credits plus a piece of equipment worth 200 credits or less, credits plus 400 credits or less equipment, small arm or light armor worth 500 credits or less, a magic item. See the Hero's Handbook, page 68, worth 500 credits or less. Wait, hold on. Let's go over here. So magic items are over here. Did we skip that? Well, we didn't do equipment because that had to do with character creation, which we'll do later. Light armor, a magic item. Oh, page 68. Well, so there are just a few magic items in here. Things like animistic tools, digital hero deck. Once per day, you activate a digital hero deck to ask whether a particular action will bring good or bad luck to you in the immediate future. Healing serum, greater healing serum. Mind link circlet, restoration gauntlet, ring of resistance, spell ampoule, a single-use injection device that any character can use to create a spell effect, though the character can use a spell ampoule only on themselves. And then spell gem as well. So those are so this over here is different types of spell gems. So those are what our magic items are. It's like a cyber 8-ball, right? Zero theory is for random tables. So those were minor random treasure. Roll again, add data pad with directions to treasure. Major random treasure include 2 rolls on the minor random treasure table, 3 rolls on the minor random treasure table, 10d10 credits, 10d10 credits plus a piece of equipment worth 400 credits or less, small arm, light armor worth 500 credits or less, grenade or magic item worth 500 credits or less, armor upgrades or magic item, roll again, add data pad with directions to treasure. Okay, so this is actually a very short section on experience points. It's just 2 paragraphs, and then we get into building and adventure. Each time PCs successfully deal with an encounter, they gain experience points that are divided among the PCs. How much XP the PC should get is determined by the challenge rating. See page 28. Okay, so we do have designing encounters over here. So we do have an XP budget. So it kind of looks like the kind of stuff that we drifted toward in Pathfinder 2nd edition. So this may be like an earlier version of that system. So we do have that. For example, if a group of 5 PCs face a CR2 monster and kill it, they earn 600 XP as a group. This is divided equally among all players so that the PCs gain 120 XP. It's generally easiest to calculate all encounters a group defeats at the end of a session and give out the totals to players to add to their character sheets. If a player gains enough XP to level up, the player can update their PC before the next game session. PCs earn XP by defeating an encounter, which doesn't necessarily mean killing their opponents. They might scare away monsters, bypass a trap, solve a puzzle, or learn valuable information. An encounter without deadly foes, such as a role-playing encounter, has a CR equal to the average party level. Add the characters level together, divide by the number of characters, and round down. So in this one, we don't have to keep all the characters together. In Pathfinder 2nd edition, it was saying that it wanted you to make sure that all of the players always stayed together in level. Stray says there's a class that's built around that deck that makes you like Gambit from the X-Men in Pathfinder. Oh, thumbs up. Do we have no likes on the stream? Thumbs up, please. All right, experience points. Okay, so characters do not have to stay together in level. That seems to be what that's implied. Okay, building an adventure. What are we doing here? Playing a game of Starfinder makes for great fun, whether you're a player directing your heroic hero on an unexplored planet or a GM master running all of the monsters, traps, and NPCs the players get to encounter. But if you're the GM, building adventures you can be as rewarding as running them. So this section helps you create your own adventure set in the ghost levels, the abandoned and monster-infected corridors located deep in the spike that extends beneath Absalon Station. In what levels? The ghost levels? Is that something on my map over here? You would think it would be. I don't see it labeled, though. Maybe this is top down. So it's going to help you build an adventure in that location. Well, that's neat. Additional quests, adventure hooks, and storylines. So I guess this, I think this could potentially be good because it's got the first quest in there, or the first adventure in here, but then a guide to making the next quest that's inside the space station. Okay, let's look at encounter design. So this may be a halfway point. This halfway point between Pathfinder 1 and Pathfinder Episode 2. Let's see. Steps of encounter design. So any encounter is an event that presents the PCs with a specific problem they must solve. Some encounters involve puzzles, interpersonal interactions, physical obstacles, or other tasks that must be overcome entirely with role-playing checks and skills. In most adventures, the common encounters are combat encounters, but the same basic steps are used for all encounters. When designing a combat or trap encounter, decide what level of challenge you want your PCs to face and follow the steps below. So determine the APL. The first thing to do is determine your player's average party level, which represents how much of a challenge group they can handle. To get this number, add the levels of all members of the party, divide the sum by the number of the party members, and then round to the nearest whole number. If the group contains fewer than 4 characters, subtract 1 from the result. If the group contains 6 or more characters, add 1 to the total. So they did just completely get rid of that with the Pathfinder 2nd edition by just saying that everybody stays at the same level, even if you missed a session, remember it said. Determining the CR, the challenge rating. A challenge rating is a convenient number to indicate the relative danger presented by an enemy trap, obstacle, or other encounter. The higher the CR, the more dangerous the encounter. Refer to the encounter difficulty table below to determine the challenge rating your group can face, depending on the challenge that you want and the group's APL. It's best to pick a CR that's the same as the APL for the majority of encounters in the adventure. An encounter whose CR is equal to the party's level is considered a normal encounter. So we do have difficulty here. Easy is APL, a challenge rating of APL -1. Average is APL, that's the normal one, and then going up by 1, challenging, hard, and epic. However, it's good to have a few encounters that are easier or harder to help add dramatic variety and keep the other players on their toes. You can make an easier encounter by picking a CR for your encounter that's lower than your party's APL. If you want a particularly tough encounter, make its CR1 higher than the party's APL. For a climactic encounter, you might want to make it 2 or even 3 higher than the APL, but don't go beyond this, though. So building the encounter and the XP budget. So we've got that. This is what we were looking at just a moment ago. So we do have the same kind of XP budget. We got monsters in here. Yeah, we got monsters in here. So Space Goblin Honcho Head, Neutral Evil, CR2, XP 600. So if an encounter focuses on combat or traps. Hey, good morning, James Bacon. Good morning. Good to see you. If an encounter focuses on combat or traps, you can use an experience point budget to determine how many foes and traps to add. You determine the encounter's XP budget by looking at the encounter XP budget on page 29. To build an encounter, simply pick creatures and traps whose combined XP doesn't exceed the XP budget for your encounter. It's easiest to add the challenge with the highest CR first, and then reach the total by including smaller challenges. If you're a bit over budget or under budget, that's okay, but try to get as close to your budget as possible. So, wait a minute. So, this is our total. Okay, so this is our total XP budget that's going to be divided by everybody. Because surely we don't have Space Goblin. The Last Phoenix. So, yeah, so let's look back here. So just the Space Goblin Zapparator. Space Goblins have somehow managed to stow away and hijack starships and spread across the galaxy. Nowhere they are as prevalent as Absalom Station, the fact which inhabitants in Otherworld are grateful. So that says, see, this says, it gives us both its CR and its XP. So why do I, so this is like one up, so I guess just one of them is... Yeah, so I guess one of them would be a 1/3 CR encounter, and that XP is 135. And that's the XP that's going to be divided among the party. So I think it seems like Pathfinder 2nd Edition did improve upon this system by having different like levels of monster. And then when you were creating a encounter, it was like, all right, so then your encounter of this particular challenge rating needs to have 3 level 1 monsters or something like that. Yeah, so the XP is how much they give when they are killed, the Last Phoenix says. It's how Pathfinder works, the original Pathfinder. So, yeah, so that's, it gives you both over here. So does that mean that a CR1 encounter, yeah, roughly so. So if we've got 135 XP for this one goblin right here, excuse me, then that's 135 XP. So if you had 3 of them, that would be a challenge rating 1 encounter for about 400 XP divided by the number of players in the party. So 3 goblins would get you 100 XP each if you had a 4-player party for a CR1 encounter. For an obstacle, it didn't tell, I still have not seen, like, how many XP do I need in order to level up? That's probably over here. Because there was information on leveling up over here. Injury, death, and healing, casting a spell. Let's see, level up, page 90. Your level, okay, so here is our, your level, next XP, 1,300 XP. XP to next level, 1,300. When you go on adventures, overcome challenges, and defeat monsters, you'll gain experience points, called XP. When your current experience points reach a certain number, you gain a level in your class. The table to the right tells you how many experience points you need to reach the next level. When you gain enough experience points to reach the level, it's time to level up. So why does this have... This has your level, XP to next level, 1,300 XP, XP to next level. What does that mean? See if I can get this to focus. Hey, Kronos Chiron and Vision. Hello. Good to see both of you. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. So if my level is 1, next level, it says 1,300 XP. But XP to next level is 1,300. if I add 1,300 plus 1,300, I get 2,600. I guess I start at 0 XP. I have no idea. I have no idea what those two columns are talking about. Let me think it. Well, having trouble getting the camera. It almost focused for a second. See, maybe 1 is the total. Let me get coffee. Definitely get coffee. The last Phoenix says maybe 1 is the total, and the other one is how much more you need. But see, that doesn't add up, because if I add, it says that at level 1, next level is 1,300 XP. And XP to the next level is 1,300. Level 2, well, maybe so maybe you start at 1,300 XP at level 1, and you need another 1,300 to get to level 2. But then next level, when I'm level 2, it says next level is 3,300 XP. And XP to next level is 2,000. But then level 3, it says is 6,000. So 3,300 plus 2,000 is 5,300. I don't understand that. Oh, well. Do we do level 0? Let's see what level this says over here. Envoy. So the envoy character right here says level 1. So these characters start at level 1. It says current XP and it's blank. And it says next level is 1,300. So I guess getting to level 2 then is, 1,300. So the last Phoenix says 3,300 minus 2,000 is 1,300. So we're saying that the XP you need to get to the next level at level 2 minus XP to next level, is 1,300. So I guess I need 3,300. I think there's just something wrong here, because assuming then that it's just supposed to be 1,300. Yeah. So if you are level 1, you need 1,300 to get to level 2. Yep. And then when you are level 2, you need 2,000 to get to level 3. When you are level 1, you need 1,300 to get to level 1. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think that's they wrote it in a very confusing way. Yeah, I can't see that page. Yeah, let me see here. I can't take a photo of it because my camera is over there. They wrote it. They wrote it in a very confusing way. They did. So if you are at level 1, this would need. So I guess this is your total. So if you're at level 1, you have 0 hit points. You need 1,300 XP to get to your next level because you've got 0. So that's why 1,300 is also over here. But then to get to level 2, then you need 1,000. You need 3,300 total, and you needed 2,000. No. I don't know. They did write that in a confusing way. That's very confusing. So I think that do you need 2,000? Oh, well, whatever. I think the first column is the total XP that you're supposed to have. So you need 1,300 in order to get to level 2. 2,000 on top of the 1,300 you already have. This shouldn't be that complicated. So yeah, so you need 2,000. Yeah, 1,300. You need 2,000 more to get to 3,200, which will be level 3. Then you need to get to. Yeah. So actually, at this is written in a very confusing way. Yeah. This is confusing. So they should have done it that way because so you need 2,000 XP to get from level 1 to level 2. Right. Because level 4. Gee, I wish I could. I had something here. Do I have some other way? Hang on. I got an iPad over here. Let me there. And I'm going to send that to Discord. Morning messages, morning grind. So there, that picture's there, so you can take a look at it because that is written in a very confusing way. Toss it or play the Expander because it doesn't have anything for level 4. It's got blanks for level 4. So why would you not have? Why would you have blanks for level 4? Because you're supposed to. I think you're supposed to be able to go up to level 4. So yeah, they should have changed this column. So I think it's supposed to be 6,000 XP that gets you to level 4. Somebody probably looked at this and went, okay, we got to fix this for Pathfinder 2nd edition. Once I created milestones, I started with milestones. I tried to push every group into them. It's just so much faster and less bookkeeping. I do still like the encounter design. Well, you can still use the encounter design, but then you don't have to worry about actually measuring it all out, because I do appreciate all of the encounter design stuff, especially in 2nd edition, Pathfinder 2nd edition, which seemed to be better than this. An improvement on this. It's a cost-cutting measure for bookmaking that isn't friendly to users. If they swapped the columns, yeah, it would make more sense. Maybe. Yeah, your phone looks super sharper, big time. Well, see, sometimes I've used a iPad over here sometimes, but that has its own problems. I need a better webcam. I'll say again, if anybody knows what type of webcam I can get, what I need is a webcam that plugs in by USB, which this is. And I thought this was going to be a good webcam, but it's not. It's blurry. So I need a good webcam that just plugs into USB. That's much sharper. That's what I need. If anybody knows what a good one is for this kind of thing, like on Amazon or something like that, please do send me the link. The Last Phoenix says you have to fill in the blanks. It was a math textbook all along. So 0 to 1. No. I think it's I think it's 0 because we do know that our pre-made characters don't have any XP, and it says that they need 1,300 to get to level 2. So level 2 to 3 needs 3,000 XP total. Yeah, level 2. That's what I believe. Yes, 1,013. So 2,000. Yeah. So is every other level 1,300 and the other level 700? No, it's more than that. So to get to level 2, it should take 1,300 XP. To get to level 2, you need 3,300. To get to level to get to level 2, you need 1,300. To get to level 3, you need 3,300. To get to level 4, you need 6,000. You need a USB document camera? Okay. Now, I did not know there was such thing as a that phraseology, document camera. Okay, I'll look that up. Okay, I see what those look like. Okay, so maybe that is what I need. Maybe it's maybe that is exactly what I need. Okay, thank you so much for that, Millmaster. So I'll look into that and see if if I find like a good a document camera then on Amazon. Try that out, because yeah, this one is not working, and the iPad has other problems. The iPad doesn't connect by USB; it has to go through Wi-Fi, and so going through Wi-Fi is also a problem when you're trying to stream. The one I use on my magic videos is packed, but I'll try to find the brand I use. Okay, thank you. If you know a good one, that would help. I got that one has a mic in it dropped on the floor. The auto is, I got one that has a mic in it. If I dropped it on the floor, the auto is a bit miffed, but I paid $10 for it. I've got the good audio setup, or reasonable audio setup with a Blue Yeti. But yeah, this camera needs fixing. Okay, all right, so they have a screwy way of indicating XP, but I think we figured it out. So now over here, so the reason I was looking at that anyway, okay, so the reason I was trying to do that anyway was because we were saying, okay, so we do need 1,300 XP in order to level up. We're supposed to have 4 characters. That means that there should be a total of 5,200 XP given out over the course of the level. And we are being told that a level 1 has an encounter budget. Oh, so you need a lot of encounters. So that's what I was trying to figure out, because it says that the XP budget for a CR1 encounter is only 400 XP. So you're going to need a lot of encounters here. But it says don't go up past 2 or 3 more. So if you're just doing level 1 encounters, or critical or CR1 encounters, you've got 13 encounters to get from level 1 to level 2. It's now pouring rain. Logitech, I don't know what brand this one is, but it's you literally dropped the mic. Yes. Okay. So you need a lot of encounters. That's why I was going that anyway. So we need 13 on average, 13 CR1 encounters to get everybody to level 2. That's a lot. But there are probably other ways to get XP as well. So, okay, but this is just from our encounters. So, let's see. For example, if you want to make a combat encounter, you'll first decide the encounter's CR. Once you know what CR your encounter should be, take note of your XP's. Maybe I could come down this way. Maybe that helps a little bit. Once you know what CR your encounter should be, take a note of your encounter's XP budget as listed on the table on page 29. Then look at the creatures in the alien and adversary section of the book, pages 64 to 88. If you choose creatures for the encounter, find the XP value listed for each alien's description and add up the XP values of the aliens as you select them. Once that total is equal to your encounter's XP budget, you're done. You've built the encounter of that particular CR. Say you wanted to build a CR2 encounter for an advanced adventure setting in a mining colony on an asteroid infested with space vermin. Looking at the encounter XP budget table, you see that you have 600 XP to spend on creatures. Given your adventure setting, you decide the encounter should be with an asteroid lice. An asteroid louse is worth 200 XP, so you put 3 of them in the encounter. Later on in the PC's explorations, you want a climatic CR5 encounter. Looking at the table, you see a CR5 encounter has a budget of 1,600. You decide to add a gray as the master. Oh, wait. We have gray aliens in this? Yes, we do. We have the classic gray alien in here. Looks a little bit blue here. but I suppose that's gray. It's a neutral evil creature. No one knows what planet or galaxy the Greys call home, but reports of these nightmarish abductions and mystery experiments have been collected from countless worlds for as long as starships have plied the void. Okay, so for an obstacle, puzzle, or role-playing encounter, you don't need to use an XP budget. Instead, you can simply add what elements make sense for the encounter, and if your PCs navigate it successfully, give them XP equal to what you would earn from the encounter whose CR matches their APL. If a group of 4 second-level PCs has a role-playing encounter with an information broker, they gain the information needed to advance the story, they would award the party 600 XP. Divided among the 4 XPs with all PCs with all XPs for 150 each. You can combine obstacles, puzzles, and role-playing encounters with combat and traps by adding the XP you would award and for defeating the obstacle, puzzle, or role-playing encounter on its own toward the XP budget as if it were a creature or trap. So I guess traps, because the Pathfinder 2 had traps and obstacles too to include. We might have these. We'll have to see. So we've got combat encounters. So here are obstacle encounters. A kind of encounter presents the creatures. The kind of encounter presents the character with a dangerous condition they need to navigate in order to proceed. A room filled with radiation, page 45. A chasm spanning by a rickety old walkway, pool of lava, unstable ruin with crumbling ceiling, or even something that's simple as a locked door can serve as an obstacle. For the PCs to progress safely through an obstacle, they generally need to attempt skill checks or saving throws. Success means they make it past the obstacle safely. So let's see, page 45. Environmental hazards. Okay, so things like falling objects, fire, gravity, radiation, lava. Oh, it doesn't actually give. Oh, here are traps right here. Traps that are traps are CR1. Or have a CR like CR2, 600 XP. So we do have XP and CR for traps as well in here. Information on puzzle encounters, trap encounters, terrain factors. They do for me too. I was actually working with Grays on a project the other night. I was creeping myself out. So adventures and campaigns, building a world, using many advanced features, expanding an adventure logs. So here we might have some more information on environments. So what exactly is it like in space? The immeasurable gulf of space houses more stars and planets than could ever be recorded. During their careers, the player characters will undoubtedly need to venture into space, traveling from one planet to another, exiting the atmosphere of the planet, or visiting an orbiting space station are all common examples of travel that require at least a brief time in space. Cosmic rays is a catch-all term for various interstellar radiation effects. They use the same rules as radiation on page 45. Many habitable planets maintain atmospheres capable of repelling these emissions. Planets devoid of protective atmospheres are constantly assailed by radiation. So what actually happens with this radiation? Radiation is a very real threat to adventurers, whether the radiation emitted by stars or the radiation generated by various technological wonders of the universe. This hazard most often takes the form of a large area that is suffused with radiation. When a creature starts its turn in an area with radiation, it takes 2d4 damage and must attempt a DC 15 fortitude saving throw. If it fails, it gains the hampered condition. If a creature already has the hampered condition from radiation and fails the save, it also gains the impaired condition. A creature cannot get rid of any condition gained from radiation by resting. Can get rid of any of these by resting for 8 hours outside of the radiation area. So we do have generalized rules for that. What happens in the vacuum, though? The void of space is effectively empty of matter, and this vacuum is perhaps the greatest danger in outer space. A creature in a vacuum is subject to suffocation, page 45, and takes 1d6 damage per round every 6 seconds. Because a vacuum has no inherent temperature, the void of outer space presents no danger from cold temperatures. Sound does not travel in a vacuum. Suffocation, page 45. That was pretty intense in Pathfinder 2nd edition. Suffocation. A creature without air to breathe can hold its breath for 20 rounds, 2 minutes outside of combat. Every time a creature in combat that's holding its breath takes an action or moves on its turn, it uses up one more of these rounds. When a creature runs out of these rounds, it must attempt a DC Constitution ability check at the beginning of each turn. If it fails the save, it gains the helpless condition. If the creature doesn't get air before it starts its second turn after the turn it failed its save, it dies. So that's also not good. Decompression occurs when a creature suddenly transitions from a pressurized environment into a vacuum, such as by being flung out of an airlock or being inside a sealed structure that becomes heavily damaged. Such a creature takes 3d6 damage in addition to any suffocation damage. Most creatures travel in the vacuum of space in a starship. For more information about starships, see page 59. Only Americans differentiate gray and gray. It's all gray in the Commonwealth? I thought it would be the E. Let's see. Different types of atmospheres, astronomical objects. We do have information on solar flares. So there was a lot. So I think this has been improved since been on the improvement path from up to Pathfinder 2, because we had a lot of information about different types of environments in Pathfinder 2. We do have solar flares, though. Occasionally, stars emit bursts of intense energy visible upon their star surfaces as flares of rolling plasma. These disturbances are deadly to things on or near the surface of turbulent stars. Solar flares also have a devastating effect on unshielded electronic equipment and on radio communications, even at great distances. These distortions can be felt millions of miles away from the star, and they can cause technological malfunction to cease functioning for 6d6 times 10 minutes. Corrosive atmosphere, 10d6 acid damage per round to creatures within. No atmosphere are exposed to vacuum and probably also the radiation. Normal atmospheres, thick atmospheres. A non-acclimated creature operating in a thick atmosphere treats it as somewhat harmful due to the extra chemical compounds in the air and the increased atmospheric pressure. Every hour, such a creature must succeed at a fortitude save, DC of 15 plus 1 for each previous attempt, or gain the hampered condition. This condition ends when the creature returns to a normal atmosphere. Severely thick atmospheres are far more dangerous. Every minute, a creature in an atmosphere must succeed. Such an atmosphere must succeed at a fortitude DC 15 plus 1 for every previous attempt. Or it loses air and is subject to suffocation as its lungs cease coping with the density of the air inhaled and lose the strength to keep pumping oxygen into its bloodstream. That contrasts with thin atmospheres, which tend to cause a non-acclimated creature to have difficulty breathing and becomes extremely tired. A typically thin atmosphere requires such creatures to succeed at a fortitude save each hour, DC 15 plus 1 for every previous attempt. It doesn't say failed or succeeded. It just says previous attempt, or gain the hampered condition. And what was the hampered condition? Which was page 94. Hampered meant you take -2 penalty to all attack rolls, saving throws, skill checks, and ability checks. So a vacuum isn't cold. I noticed that. So that I'm gonna have to look into that. So it said a vacuum can't have a temperature because it doesn't have matter. I guess it's because it doesn't have matter. Hey, let's what is the temperature of a vacuum? ChatGPT says temperature is a measure of the average kinetic energy of particles in a system, which does make sense because obviously when things heat up, they start moving faster. However, in a vacuum, there are no particles present to have kinetic energy or temperature. In other words, a vacuum does not have a temperature because it does not contain matter to measure temperature. Temperature is a property of matter, not of empty spaces. Therefore, the temperature of a vacuum is not defined or measurable. Yeah, makes sense. Learn something. You typically think about the coldness of space, though. So actually, we don't have that. Solar flares are no joke, even on Earth, James says. We'll never put you in an airlock. Yes, do come by the Discord. Thank you, Stray. Yeah, the last Phoenix says, technically, yeah, just because temperature is just speed of molecules and vacuum does not have any molecules. So, but that... but what does that do to... Well, no. So you can heat. No, you can definitely heat up in space. You can heat up or be very cold because that's like when you're talking about starships. Like if you're talking about the side of a starship that might be pointed toward the sun or a star, as opposed to the temperature of the other side. So yeah, but that's matter heating up. Yeah. So thin atmospheres. Severely thin atmospheres can cause long-term oxygen deprivation to those affected, in addition to the standard thin atmosphere. The first time a creature in a severely thin atmosphere fails its fortitude save, it must succeed at a second fortitude save with a DC of 25 or gain the impaired condition. A creature acclimated to high altitude gains +4 bonus to the saving throw. Aerial terrain. I'm going to put a marker of some kind in here. So we've been going for about an hour today. Let's see what else is. Yeah, the bends is the worst. Radiation. Yeah, we've got radiation damage in there. The bends is the worst. Well, I was wondering, do all species breathe O2 in Starfinder? I noticed they've got some characters who are always wearing this mask. So that character might not. But it did seem like they were generalizing that. Of course, like in Star Trek, I guess most species breathe oxygen. They don't worry about that too much. Everybody walks around on the same, in the same atmosphere on the ship. And then on the Class M planet or something like that. So. Maybe they didn't get into that. It seemed like they were intentionally generalizing bad atmosphere because of thick, bad atmosphere because of thin. And then it did just have normal atmosphere. So I guess most species operate in normal atmosphere. All right. Well, I've got to think about whether or not I'm doing the stream tonight. I might end up doing it because I don't want to break the chain. A Friday night stream. If we do a Friday night stream, it's going to be painting because I've got to paint. I still got to paint all this stuff that's sitting here on this desk because I need to get it done so we can do more shows with it and get it off this desk. But otherwise, I'm going to be working here. I will see you later. Everybody, please be productive. Do remember to be productive and also grind on. I'll see you tonight or tomorrow morning. Later, everybody.